อะไรเพิ่งอัปเดตมาใหม่นะครับก็ลองดูเลยดีกว่านี่เป็นโหมดเนื้อเรื่องนะครับผมจะไม่สคริปต์แล้วกันเผื่อใครไม่เคย
Does
ดู
the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. Straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw OCS fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have put in my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usean ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead.
How is that possible? The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
โอเคนะครับหลังจากที่ทุกคนได้ดูมานะครับก็นั่นคือไม่มีอะไรเลย เหมือนเดิมทุกอย่างนะครับเพราะว่าทุกสตอรี่ถูกวางมาเหมือนกันแต่ว่าสิ่งที่ตอนนี้จะเปลี่ยนไปก็คือดูซิว่าระดับความยากอะไรเนี่ยมันยากขนาดไหนแล้วหรือเปล่าอะไรอย่างนี้นะครับเครื่องบินก็มีครบนะมี EFS Bit F104 VAV งั้นนะเนาะ ไอ้พวกนี้ก็สายวิจัยพวก ที่มีนะครับคืออันล็อกหมดแล้วอันนี้มันมีเป็นสี่เหลี่ยมอย่างนี้แสดงว่ามันต้องเอามาต่อสายด้านหลังนี้แน่ๆเลยไอ้ตัวที่จะอัปเดตมาใหม่นะครับก็จะมี3เครื่องหลักๆเลยจะมี CFA 44 Nosferatu อันนี้เป็นเครื่องบินสายพันธุ์รัสเซียนะครับที่ออกแบบมาเป็นรูปทรงคล้ายๆเครื่องบินซูเนี่ยแต่ว่าใช้ปีกรูปทรงเดลต้านะครับส่วนลำที่2เลยก็คือ XFA 27ลำนี้ไม่มีชื่อแต่ผมประทานชื่อให้มันว่าไอเคียวขุดนะครับเพราะว่าใน S Combat X เนี่ยผมตั้งให้มันเป็นสีดำและลำมันเร็วมากบวกกับไฟ Afterburn เป็นสีม่วงนะครับซึ่งสวยงามโอเคลำที่3ก็คืออะไรนะรหัสมันเป็น02นะครับ X02 มั้งไม่ใช่ XO2 ตัวนี้ครับมัน XF อะไรสักอย่างหนึ่งของญี่ปุ่นนะครับชื่อว่าชินเดน2นั่นก็รหัสของมันที่จะมาใหม่นะครับมี3ลำนี้แล้วก็สกินเครื่องบินมากมายให้เลือกนะครับเป็นของพวกตระกูลเอสทั้งหมดของแต่ละภาคนะครับที่เขาออกมาทางเครื่อง XFA 27นี้ไม่แน่ใจนะว่าเป็นของสัญชาติใดเป็นคนออกแบบแต่ว่าถ้าหากว่าเป็นสัญชาติที่แน่นอนมาอยู่ใน S Combat อยู่แล้วนะครับผมไม่แน่ใจว่าเป็นของผู้บอกเส้นหรือเปล่าเป็นสรุปว่า Casual Easy นะครับมาเล่นกันเลยดีกว่าแต่เราจะใช้คอมเมนต์ที่ Highly Most Advanced กว่านะครับมีพวกนี้มี XO2 มี ADF 11 ADF 01แล้วก็ ADF X01 มอร์แกนครับมอร์แกนพอเคนเราเลเว่นแล้วก็ไวเวิร์นนะครับมี4ลำนี้ที่ผมคิดว่าใช้ดีกว่า เปิดด้วย Highly Advanced ลำที่1นะครับใช้ EML Sortin A Staff นะครับ
Mage Squadron aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
วันนี้เล่นแค่4ภารกิจก็พอนะครับเพราะว่าเราจะเอาแค่4ลำนี้เป็น Highly Advanced นะครับจะเปลี่ยนทุกๆ1ภารกิจเลยดีกว่าครับ
Radar site still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
ทีมบอกเกิน
Your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Your situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taking a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Going for understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
Target confirmed down.
มิสไซล์ไม่จำกัดนะครับโอ้โหคือยิงได้แบบโง่ๆเลยอะ
Mage 2, targets in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know I can't show you.
แคชชวลอีซี่สุด
Barely got his feet wet. 'Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Mage 2, rocks to it.
You'll knock him out with your special weapon. Use it when you need to.
Missile hit. Mage 2, target down.
ๆนี่แหละครับสิ่งที่เขาสอนผมมา
Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, their triggers, settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Welcome. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
ไกลไปนิด
Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
Radio.
Column, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. AVs, I can't tell them apart.
คราวนี้ไม่มีเนมเบดแอร์คราฟมาตัว160
Mage 2 bandit confirmed down.
They can burn with their own payload. Hesitating for just a second will mean the difference between life and death. C-sharp is big fast.
Roger that.
Mage 2, you're targeted.
เดี๋ยว95
Stall warning.
To Gollum and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down.
โอเคนะครับสำหรับภารกิจที่1 XO2 นะครับทำภารกิจไปได้ค่อนข้างสวยเลยแหละ
Good going, Mage 2. Flight commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Gollum Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Gollum 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
Stall warning.
I am Princess Rosa Gusset Delise, the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Trigger, your call sign is Page 2. Verify and read back. Page 2, clear for takeoff. Your situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Page 2, altitude restrictions lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa, looks like the harbor's taking a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, warm up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Golem 4, understood.
โอเคนะครับเป็นภารกิจง่ายๆเลยภารกิจ
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
โอเคภารกิจต่อไปนะครับแล้วก็จะเป็นลำที่2ด้วย
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Yusia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yusia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yusian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusea, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusea went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusea didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye. I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusea, on the opposite side of the Usian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
นะครับเนื้อเรื่องมันจะยาวหน่อยสำหรับช่วงแรกๆนะทำเอาผมง่วงเหมือนกันเนี่ย ขณะนี้เวลาก็3 ทุ่มแล้วนะครับ
Erusea has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Usian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Usia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
โอเคนะครับภารกิจตอนนี้ก็คือทำลายพวกภาคพื้นนั่นแหละ ภาคพื้นผมขอแนะนำให้ใช้เครื่องบินที่มันบรรจุระเบิดไปด้วยนะใช่บรรจุระเบิดไปด้วยนะครับ บรรจุระเบิดไปด้วยนะครับนี่แหละระเบิดของผมเอง ADF01 มอร์แกนฉันเลือกนายเอาละนะ
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
เราจะได้ยินเสียงทิกเกอร์พูดเฉพาะตอนที่อยู่ในโรงเก็บเท่านั้นนะครับส่วนตอนอื่นๆนะ อย่าหวังว่าจะได้ยินเลยเพราะว่าเขาไม่ได้ใส่บทให้นะครับ
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But enemy aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
จะโดดเลยเร็วมากอะ
It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle! Hell yeah! We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now. We're using the containers now. These storms are meant for tactical flexibility.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
We'll go. Here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellite. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Trigger, there's one more to go.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
เอาเวงั้นเหรอ
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogies on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, Cloud. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter.
He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it.
Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah.
Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
Page 2 is taking down an enemy. How many's that now?
On this one,
Just 2 more.
Bandits are in the clouds.
เรดาร์เราเหนือกว่ามัน
Page 2.
บายบาย
Targeting gun range. 1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Fox 2. Missile did not connect.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
นะครับจบไปอีกหนึ่งมาภารกิจอย่างรวดเร็วนะครับ
Target.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
โอเคภารกิจต่อไปยังไม่รอช้านะครับภารกิจที่ 3 Two-pronged Strategy
The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier Kestrel II was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel II is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Barbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
โอเคนะภารกิจก็อย่างที่เห็นกันอยู่ เราก็ไปเคลียร์ด้านฟ้าแถวนั้นนะครับแล้วก็ตามแบบฉบับของเขาเรียกว่าภารกิจที่3เลยดีกว่านะเนาะรู้กันอยู่ เจออะไรนะครับและอย่างเช่นเคยผ่านไป2ภารกิจแล้วภารกิจที่3เราขอมอบให้เจ้านี่ดีกว่าขอเปลี่ยนสีนิดนึงนะโอ้อันนี้มันมีทรายระเบิดดีกว่าเอาเลเซอร์เนี่ยนะครับเป็นเทคโนโลยีสุดยอดของมันแหละ
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
ครั้งแรกที่ตัวนี้ถูกปล่อยออกมาให้ซื้อแล้วก็ดาวน์โหลดเป็น DLC นะครับมันมีคาร์บอนบั๊กเรียกง่ายๆเลยมันบั๊กตรงปีกหน้ามันนะครับเวลาขึ้นลงปุ๊บปีกมันเหมือนเลี้ยวซ้ายเลี้ยวขวาแต่ตอนนี้เขาแก้ให้หมดละรีฟิลนะครับจิ้มโคตรหน้านี่เลย
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the
มี
action.
ยังเป็นคนขับอยู่ข้างในอีกแล้วเนี่ย
Mage Squadron,
เดี๋ยวมันไม่ใช่คนขับ
airspace.
เขาเรียกว่ามันเป็นระบบ
We can ease up. Good luck.
ระบบโดมสักอย่างนึงนะครับแต่ทำไมมีเงาด้วยอ่ะแต่ดีแล้วปิดมันถ้าเราเปิดโหมดอาวุธนะครับไอโหมดเลเซอร์เนี่ยมันจะยกขึ้นมาแล้วก็จะเห็นเป็นอย่างที่เห็นเลยเราปิดฝายกฝาปิดฝาได้นะมันไม่เสียเวลาเมดวันตามไม่ทันละ
Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we can wet wild and do dirty things.
นี่น่าจะอยู่ในห้องโดรนนะครับ
Stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Mage 2, bandit down. Excellent work.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
We need reinforcements now!
เป็นเทคโนโลยีที่น่าสนใจนะซ่อนเลเซอร์เนี่ยคิดจะเล่นอย่างนี้เหรอ
Buxton, looks like they weren't ready for a fight. Nice kill.
One remaining.
We're taking cover in the clouds. Once the enemy gets behind me, that's your chance to take him out.
Roger that.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
เดี๋ยวเราจะบินให้มันหิมะเกาะเลย
Missile incoming! Evade! Break!
โกลาหลนะเมื่อกี้UAV กับ UAV แต่ไป
Just waiting for mission command. Break, now!
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys look too easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the arsenal bird.
Gold Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Ôi.
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command. Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Column 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
Just trying to dodge. This is Column 3, Column 2's hit! Status report. Ship Column 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3 is lost.
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I
รู้สึกว่าจรวดมันจะเบาลงนะในโหมด Casual Easy
What the hell?
Caution, all aircraft stay alert. Get out of there.
Breaking!
แต่เกราะมันไม่เคยจะแข็งจะอ่อนให้กูเลย
Skeleton 2 lost. Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command is ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately. Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Column 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Column 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fly for me. I'm back and I...
It won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
Mage 2, missile away. Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work. Mage 2, UAV down. Retreating aircraft, leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe. Locked.
ทำไมกดเล็กนะ
They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat. Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile! Skykeeper, Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Twin tips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fort Grace aircraft. What's taking you in time?
Technique. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
This is not good. Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
She's a predator. We can eat.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
H2, support! Somebody! It's on!
พี่เดสเตอร์กว่า
Golem 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
Afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry. All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Page 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach. Runway's clear. Page 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to runway. Page 2, lower speed. Page 2, lower nose. You're too high. 1,500 to runway. Your approach looks good. Stay on course. Nicely done, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation.
โอเคนะครับผ่านไปแล้วภารกิจที่3เหลือภารกิจสุดท้ายนะครับถ้ามันไม่นานอะไรมากนะก็สักประมาณ3:50อะไรงี้
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel 2 was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
โอเคนะครับแล้วก็ภารกิจสุดท้ายของวันนี้เลยภารกิจที่
Here he comes.
it's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing the stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Arusian princess rallying her people on the Arusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osia was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osia down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Aruja, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be difficult to overcome. However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is counting on us. The hero of the Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator. Osia's former president, Mr. Harling. Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Arusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. it's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatakura, so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar. If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot who will head up this strategy is you, Trigger. After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support. Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft after rendezvous. Good luck out there, everyone.
โอเคภารกิจสุดท้ายกับเครื่องบินลำสุดท้ายของวันนี้นะครับ ATF 11F ความสวยงามแห่งท้องฟ้านะครับมาพร้อมกับ UAV
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
Entering operation area. Imposing radio silence. We'll radio you, but you are not permitted to make contact.
If you're spotted, the mission is over. Stay out of enemy radar. Use of weaponry is also strictly forbidden. Okay, you're heading up the Harling rescue mission. The success of this mission depends on you. Good luck.
ต้องใช้สมาธินิดนึงนะครับ
Trigger, you're a third of the way to the rendezvous point. Good job, but stay focused. Trigger, you got two directions you can take up here. Just go with your gut. Don't worry, we're watching over you. Making good progress, Trigger. Currently halfway to your rendezvous point. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna be you and your radar out there. Just know, we got a bunch of people pulling for you. And I'm one of them. You're 3/4 of the way. Been a long fight, but you're nearly home. Harling is still the president in my eyes. He ended the war, built the space elevator, and launched a spaceship from it. Despite his success, he remained a humble hero. I'll do my best to save him. Lend me a hand, Trigger.
ถึงแล้ว
Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real fight's about to get started. Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly. Destroy the anti-air around the space elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone. Mage 2, target destroyed. Mage 2, missile away. Ground target destroyed. Mage 2, target down. Half of the anti-air guns down. anti-air guns destroyed.
โอเคแล้วก็
The landing zone is secure. Sea Goblin, you are clear to land.
Roger. Running on wing sight. We're almost there.
Multiple bandits over Selatapura Harbor. They're container-launched UAVs.
Up to meet on 2 wagons.
ชินุกลงแล้วนะ
Rescue craft tagged on. Initiate.
ซึ่งกูมาอยู่มาตรงนี้เนี่ย
Is defenseless. Gollum and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
It's been a long journey, but you're on the home stretch.
Gargoyle will stand by near the space elevator.
Sea Goblin, heading over to the express location now. Run for the container!
Being locked onto. Vehicle down. Locked.
Ambush! Fire from the far shore! They're targeting us! Get behind the chopper!
Eliminate all enemy UAVs. Don't let up. That's about half. Bump up the rest.
Return fire! Gear and two, hold position! We're cut off! Taking fire! We're pinned down! Shoot back! Express identified! Behind the gantry crane! Mr. Harlan, stay right there! Jacob's been hit! Incoming rocket!
Sea Goblin, all survivors, respond. Is Mr. Harling alive?
I'm out of
down.
missile.
UAV confirmed down. 3 remaining.
They got the chopper and Sierra too! That was not all there! Rocket!
Down.
เอาชินุกกับหน่วยรบพิเศษเป็นแค่คนเดียว
This is Colonel Johnson. Do you copy? I am with President Harley. Rescue unit down, along with the soldier who had this radio. I will get Mr. Harley out of here.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
We found an Erusian transport craft. Its engines are on.
I heard you were in the Air Force, Colonel. Can we fly?
Better than Mr. Harley.
It'll do. All squadrons be advised. The call sign is Mother Goose 1. I've sent the information via the data link.
Mother Goose 1? That's the best you can call it?
1 remaining.
You inspire me, Trigger. I learned how to deal with these guys by watching you.
Mage 2, walking. All UAVs have been splashed.
เพิ่งจะขึ้นโดนเก็บซะแล้ว
Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off. Mother Goose 1, take off.
Mother Goose 1 taking off.
Let's wait till we're home safe. Mage Squadron, Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5 minutes remaining.
Skykeeper, bogeys on my radar. Bearing 220.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101, forerunner for Arsenal Bird.
The big bird is coming, huh?
Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
ถึงเวลาเปลืองโดรนครั้งยิ่งใหญ่
That last battle taught me a lot about those a-holes. Gollum 2, don't stray off on me. Always maintain element.
Wilco, coming up.
Mage 2, walking. Enemy UAV down. Great job, Trigger. UAV launched.
Orders on a fire warning. Yes, sir.
decisive action.
I hear you. But this isn't exactly a fight.
Gargoyle Squadron, stand by for my order. What about the lighthouse? I need the harbor. They won't be able to get home. That ship isn't one of ours. Where's the signal? Gargoyle, change radio frequency.
One here. We're about to leave the airspace. Keep your fingers crossed.
Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle Squadron, babble, babble, babble.
Gargoyle 3 to Babel. Babel, roger.
โอเคนี่คือจะยิงจรวดไปทำลายนี่มั้ง
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we informed? The IUs can't coordinate between branches as usual.
Gargoyle Squadron, report.
HQ, one hit was scored. The rest were intercepted by UAV. The elevator's wind break took a scratch. Nothing more.
Roger. Continue to maintain air superiority.
Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Mage Squadron, assess the situation.
This is Mage 1. I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Colonel Johnson, are you okay?
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Get Mr. Harley. Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course. Mage 2, Fox 2. Mother Goose 1 is turning. What's going on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady altitude. Who's in control?
It's not the Colonel. Mr. Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond! Mr. Harling, please respond!
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here. Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take him down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining. Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace. Mother Goose 1, Mr. Harlan, are you piloting that plane? The UAVs are continuing their attack.
Mate 2, Mate 2.
Oh my god. Mother Goose 1 has been shot down.
Where'd the missile come from?
Mage 2 fired that.
It was OG.
เดี๋ยว
Friendly missile hit him.
ส่งเพื่อนเหรอ
Verifying the situation.
เห็นไอ้ที่มันบินมาแตะปีกเราเมื่อกี้ไหมไม่ใช่มันนะ
I saw it. Mother Goose 1 exploded in air. No one could have survived.
Looks like it tried to protect the elevator. The Rusian bastards, they just killed a hero.
Mage 1. Was it Trigger? Trigger was the closest. UAVs were crawling all over our objective. I told you to keep a goddamn eye on the hatchway. It must have been a mistake.
Arsenal bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately. Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand?
โอเคนะครับวันนี้ก็จบได้ด้วยดีกับภารกิจแต่ละภารกิจนะครับ
Operation to rescue former President Harling has failed. Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger, you are suspected of assassinating the former president. There will be an inquiry. There will most probably be a court-martial.
โอเคก็สำหรับวันนี้ก็ขอบคุณที่ติดตามรับชมช่องของผมด้วยนะครับกดไลค์กด Subscribe แล้วก็สั่นกระดิ่งฝากติดตามด้วยเผื่อมีอะไรใหม่ๆผมก็จะสตรีมลงเรื่อยๆนะครับถ้าผมมีงบพอนะ ถ้ามีงบไม่พอก็ไว้ค่อยหาเกมที่น่าสนใจจริงๆนะครับสำหรับวันนี้ก็ขอบคุณแล้วก็ขอตัวลาไปก่อน